Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff gay, is that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said.
Let me read it, Fifth.
Oh my God.
Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January.
What if the biggest stories about Diddy were never just rumors? Now with lawsuits, old interviews, and 50 Cent reportedly preparing a documentary, the industry's darkest secrets may finally be coming to light.
To wake up and, damn, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted.
For years, 50 Cent has never held back when it comes to mocking Diddy. What started as trolling and public shade now feels very different because this time, the jokes are colliding with serious allegations, legal controversy, and growing public pressure. And if the reports are true, 50 may be taking things even further by backing a documentary that could put Diddy's entire legacy under a microscope.
He assaulted his son's football coach with kettlebells, and I guess you guys are friends, but you immediately went on Instagram with this, which is really funny.
Yeah.
It was really funny. Did he find that amusing?
He probably didn't. But, you know, like when I first heard it, it just was funny to me because, like, no matter what you do, you get these different status. Like, you'd be like writer, producer, a mogul.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get in trouble, they go rapper.
Ah.
You go right back to rapper.
Right back to rapper.
And then I saw that happen to him, and I was like laughing. I poked fun at it because, you know, it didn't seem like a real serious situation. And then when it kind of, you know, it starts bad. No matter what it is, it starts bad in the news, and then it kind of makes its way over to something positive.
Yeah.
And no one reports it when it starts to become positive.
Right.
And then as it started to, you know, work its way out, I felt better about me poking fun at it.
Yeah.
The tension between 50 Cent and Diddy goes back decades. From interviews to social media, 50 has consistently taken shots at him, often turning major headlines into viral punchlines. But now, with Diddy facing mounting scrutiny, the feud no longer feels like just another rap rivalry. It feels like something much bigger is building.
And the reality of Total is that Kima Dyson started that group. Puffy got into the mix later. But her mom was like their manager. Her sister Vita survived. Her sister Vita was with Irv Gotti before Ashanti got there. Like, these were girls who were making their bones in the game. They were making deals. They were getting deals. And they did this before Puffy came. Their name was breaking before Puffy got involved. Then Puffy got involved, and then the next thing you know, Missy gets involved. And when Missy got involved, everything changed. But what I hated more than anything was how Kima Dyson kind of got ostracized from the entity that she was damn near responsible for creating because she wasn't because she was straight, because she had a husband, because she had children, because he had a family, because they had a business. And then the next thing you know, here come Puffy, Diddy, dirty money.
Yeah,
real fast.
they did nothing either.
I mean,
Danny King, nothing. Like, his groups do nothing. Like, they start off good, but I believe it's him. He's the #1 denominator, you know what I mean?
Hey, Clive Davis's artist kind of.
As accusations and lawsuits surrounding Diddy continued to surface, 50 Cent wasted no time reacting. And when Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit containing serious allegations, the internet exploded. Diddy denied the accusations and the case was settled quickly. But instead of shutting down the conversation, that settlement only intensified public speculation.
About him making her search for prostitutes who were dark-skinned with big black asses. That's literally what he made her search for.
I mean, that's what he into.
What do you think Diddy and Farnsworth Bentley's real relationship was?
Concubine.
Cassie's lawsuit accused Diddy of years of alleged abuse, control, intimidation, and misconduct. His legal team strongly denied the claims, but the case immediately became one of the biggest stories in entertainment. For many people, the speed of the settlement raised even more questions. And for critics like 50 Cent, it became another reason to suggest that there may be far more going on behind the scenes than the public has been allowed to see.
When I started addressing my issues about what happened to Malik B and what happened to Flo Brown, I just started looking, as I've gotten older, like, I dissect life a little differently now. I'm always looking for the origin of a problem. I'm not looking to deal with the fallout that is presently here now. If I want to get rid of it, I got to go to the origin. I got to figure out where it comes from, and I got to dig those roots up, and I got to make sure it can't continue to grow.
But what made you tell about P. Diddy and Christopher Williams?
Because they had it coming. They had it coming. I had no intention of ever telling that story. Matter of fact, I wasn't going to tell the story, but they kept posting nasty things about my kids on Instagram.
Then there's Jaguar Wright, one of the loudest and most controversial voices to speak on the darker side of the music industry. For years, Jaguar has made explosive claims about power, control, manipulation, and what she describes as hidden behavior inside elite industry circles. And when Diddy's legal issues started making headlines, many people went back to her older interviews and started seeing them in a completely different light.
Well, let me straighten the wig.
All right, there's a Hollywood party. I'm not gonna say any of the names though. If Spirit give it to you, I will not deny what you say. Okay, it was a certain urban artist, but he wasn't black. Had a big record that just broke. He was married to an actress at the time.
So we were Robin Thicke.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was at his dad's house, which I guess is his house now, in Sunset Hills. I went with an old associate of mine. His name is Jimmy, and he was the vice president of Andre Harrell's label, New America.
You talking about Jimmy,
No.
Okay.
Jimmy's back.
Oh, give it to
now.
me.
But he was the vice president of New America, which was the label that Robin Thicke was on at the time. So me and Jimmy get to the party. It was very interesting. There was a certain supermodel that showed up at the party and was thrown out of the party for some very, very, very vulgar conversation, very loudly about people. There were video girls there that were dancing. Michael Rappaport was there that night.
Who?
Michael Rappaport. The one who's beefing with KD, with Kevin Durant.
No, is he an athlete as well?
No, Michael Rappaport, the actor. He played Remy in Higher Learning.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, he was there at the party, and there was a guy that was a comedian. He used to be on MTV. He just kind of disappeared. He was there. And a few other people were there. Andre Harrell was there. And it was a very interesting night. There was a lot of party favors. And
when you say party favors, we mean?
Yeah,
okay.
Party favors. And of course there was alcohol. And so the video dancers were dancing, and then the girls got upset because they weren't getting any attention because they couldn't dance like the dancers could because they were all women of color. So then they decided to do a whole love scene on the pool table in the living room by the fireplace.
Of course they did.
You know, but there were a few inappropriate things that happened. But this particular supermodel, she did spread eagle, and she didn't have any dress. Her whole, life force, and told everybody inside out or something like that. I mean, Hollywood house parties are like that, you know, or you'll go and just out of nowhere, you know, things will just turn left.
But it seems like as you said, it seems like this is like the
Jaguar has suggested that Diddy's public image does not match what allegedly happens behind closed doors. She has also raised questions about artist treatment, industry politics, and how certain people are elevated while others are pushed aside. Her claims remain controversial, and not all of them are independently verified, but they continue to gain traction because they fit into a much larger pattern people are now trying to understand.
What I think about it is this, you know, when I grew up in the church, the sinners was not supposed to have the same atmosphere with the saints. You had to be able to separate the two. So I'm looking at him as a saint going to a party that ain't nothing but sin, drinking, maybe fornication, man on man, woman on woman, he on she. But maybe he there to lay some hands on somebody. Maybe he there to save some souls. I know he got a contract with Revolt, so I'm just like, it's just real strange that he would be found at any kind of Diddy party or any kind of place with Diddy unless it's in a business atmosphere. So now what he's doing is he's making, man, he making the Christians look real bad right about now.
And you've been to these parties, right?
Oh yeah, I was there when he was doing the white parties in the Hamptons and the whole 9 yards. So I know what goes on at the parties. If, you know, they probably got a little bit more freakier, you know, as time went on, you know, because they got to the point whereas that they didn't even care. It used to be secretly, you know, where people used to go to, you know, separate rooms and different rooms, and they wasn't doing that out in the public, you know, so, but now they don't care. Men kissing men and all this other stuff. That's just crazy. I was getting calls from females that stated that they had situations that were, I'm trying to put it in a way, there were situations that if law enforcement individuals heard it, they had, Puff had broke the law with them. So he had committed a crime. And in doing so, if those are the females who went and found the lawyers to take their case, he's gonna be facing criminal charges because the act in which they explained to me were criminal acts. The drug, the touching, the raping, all.
One of the biggest themes that keeps resurfacing in this story is party culture. For years, Diddy's events were seen as symbols of status, power, and celebrity access. But now, those same parties are being re-examined through a much darker lens. Former insiders and commentators have described environments involving excess, reckless behavior, and situations that many now believe crossed serious lines. What was once presented as glamour is now being questioned as something else entirely. And the more old stories resurface, the harder it becomes for the public to ignore them.
Hard. There were a lot of things I seen and a lot of positions that I think I was put in where I had to make very, very tough decisions in my life about who I would be. I was 13 years old, and being 13, having that type of exposure, you know, yeah, it was cool to go to Howard Homecoming with Puff. It was great to be able to go to Club USA or the Supper Club, you know, with Puffy in that time, or the Tunnel. But these are places that a 13-year-old probably should not be. You know, most kids will be excited about it. You know, most kids are trying to figure out, you know, how to be around, you know, hot girls, pretty girls. I'm around grown women, and I'm seeing them do things and have experiences that I'm not quite ready for. you know, and I think that he was just trying to show me the lifestyle. However, that's not what I was there for. I was there because I wanted a career, man. So we would fight, we would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you gotta chill. Like, you just a little bit too intense. You know, you gotta relax. I'm like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old, like banging on this man as though, you know, I am the manager. I am the spokesperson for Usher. And I'm telling him, look, you're gonna put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there, you got Craig Mack in there. You're gonna make me a priority too. I'm not here to party with you. I don't wanna go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? I think as a kid, I realized, hey, look, that's not my ring. That's not my moment. That's not my bottle. That's not my drink. That's not my celebration. So I'm not here to celebrate. I wanted people to be excited about me the way that they were excited about him. I wanted my own success. So I would stay at the studio. All of what I could absorb from being an artist, being around other performers like Mary J. Blige, Jodeci, I'll Be Sure at the time, Missy Elliott, Timbaland, all of these people, I would just absorb every bit of what I could get my hands on. I was just pulling everything I possibly could. There was a lesson in all of it. There was something to pull from it all because I got a chance to see a glimpse of the lifestyle, a glimpse of the idea of what it was to be successful. And part of all of this is really, if you can see it, then you should believe it.
Usher said he felt a lot of pressure.
Another person who has repeatedly spoken out is Reggie Wright Jr. He has suggested that certain allegations brought to him were so serious that, if true, they would go far beyond civil disputes and enter criminal territory. Those are major claims, and naturally, they sparked intense debate online. But what made people pay attention is that his comments echoed what others had already been hinting at for years. According to Reggie, the deeper issue may not just be what allegedly happened, but how long power and influence may have kept certain stories from fully coming to light. And if that's true, then this isn't just a scandal, it's a system.
Way before all this shit came out. Y'all be, you know, you motherfuckers like always saying, and you too, John, Reggie be lying, Reggie making up shit. But if y'all go and listen to my videos before, y'all see I done spoke on all this bullshit before. Been telling y'all, Puffy Combs is a fucking homosexual. Any man sitting paying a motherfucking meal to come and watch him have sex with his girl is a weirdo. Now I know y'all be like, well, you don't watch porn, you don't watch porn. No, number one, I don't pay a motherfucking man to come and watch me or let me watch them a man. I mean, a girl. I ain't gonna pay no man to do that. And generally, if I'm watching porn, it's girl on girl. That's just my taste. But yeah, that's crazy. But I've been telling y'all the nigga is gay. He's gay, but when you have to have these females around, you gotta hide that crazy fantasy. Y'all got Gene done told y'all. The nigga going to buy butt plugs. Somebody gonna come out and tell y'all these stories.
Usher's past comments have also resurfaced in the middle of this controversy. In older interviews, he spoke about being exposed to adult environments at a very young age while trying to build his career. He described seeing things he was not emotionally prepared for and made it clear that while he wanted success, he was never interested in living that kind of party lifestyle. That's why many people are revisiting his words now. Because in hindsight, his story sounds less like a glamorous industry memory and more like a warning. He wanted to work. He wanted to become an artist. But the environment around him may have been exposing him to much more than music.
As a result of being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem sleeping to this day. I got it from him. I mean, this is a dude who just never slept. He's probably the first one to get up and the last one to go to sleep. So at the age of 8, 9, I began to ask myself, like, what am I gonna do with my life? Who am I gonna be? Am I gonna be a teenager who sleeps on my mom's couch, looking for, a menial job that, will at least give me enough to just pay for gas to get there and from every day. Nah, I want to do something that I feel is going to take my mom out of here and hopefully put us in a better situation.
The criticism surrounding Diddy hasn't only focused on personal allegations. Mace has also publicly spoken about business issues, including money, publishing, and the feeling that he was never properly rewarded for what he contributed. According to Mace, the problem wasn't just payment, it was also control. He suggested that instead of helping artists grow, some were kept in place and denied the opportunity to truly evolve. And that's why this story hits on multiple levels. For some, it's about legal allegations. For others, it's about exploitation, artist treatment, and the long-term cost of powerful contracts in the music business.
It's really good. Let me take my shade off. Now, I could say this because it's not something I didn't say to him. Puff, how do I want to say this? Me and Puff was like, I felt like I did more than I got credit for, more than I got paid for.
You felt or did you do that? Because you said felt, like
okay,
feeling.
let's clear that up then.
You saying you feeling that?
No, we gonna keep it because I'm trying to be nice. I never got paid what I was worth, and I never got the respect I was worth. So the disdain that I got for Puff is more like, you trying to keep me here, nigga. I'm not here. All my peers is up here. All my peers are bosses. When it's time, just like somebody raise somebody up, they did work with you, they go from your little man to maybe A&R to something else.
If 50 Cent really is developing a documentary around Diddy's controversies, it could become one of the most talked about projects in hip-hop media, because this wouldn't just be one person's opinion. It could pull together lawsuits, old interviews, social media posts, former associates, resurfaced statements, and years of unresolved tension, all in one place. And that's exactly why people are paying attention. 50 understands timing, he understands controversy, and more than anything, he knows how to turn public curiosity into a cultural moment. So, if he does release something, this may not just reopen old wounds, it could completely reshape how people view Diddy's career. What makes this moment different is that public opinion is changing fast. Old clips, old interviews, and old allegations are now being viewed through an entirely new lens. Things that were once dismissed as gossip are now being analyzed as part of a much larger pattern. And once that shift happens, it becomes very difficult to control the narrative. So now, the real question is this. Are these just years of rumors, personal grudges, and internet speculation finally boiling over? Or have people been pointing to the same dark truth for a long time, and only now is the world ready to listen? With 50 Cent watching, former insiders speaking out, and public scrutiny growing by the day, the pressure around Diddy may be far from over. One thing is certain, this story is not going away anytime soon. And if 50 Cent's alleged documentary becomes real, it could be the project that pushes this entire controversy into a whole new phase. Will it expose the truth, or will it become just another chapter in one of hip-hop's longest-running feuds? Let me know what you think in the comments.